Hey, what up, guys? It's Venus here, back with another story time. And today's story time is about the time I punched a haunted house worker. Alright, this one gets a little crazy. So, if you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you dropped a like, comment, and subscribe. But alright, let's get into it. So, this took place last year, about a week before Halloween. And I never really liked haunted houses because when I was like 8 and went to a haunted house, I got chased by this short ass girl dressed up like the bitch from The Ring. And when I was 7 and my sister was 8, she put on The Ring and we were both so scared after watching it. Like, that was the first time I ever watched a scary movie like that. And we were so scared. Like, I didn't even shit my pants. We were watching that shit. No lie. So, when the girl in the ring costume started chasing us, me and my sister had a fucking heart attack. So we started running, and at first she was behind me, but then all of a sudden, this big headed ass girl grabbed me by the back of my shirt and yanked me back and kept running. So I fell on the ground, and then the girl dressed up in the ring costume started like walking towards me all slow and creepy and shit. So I got up and ran out of there screaming like a little bitch. But alright, now that you know why I hated haunted houses, we can get to the main part of the story. So last year, my girlfriend at the time wanted to go to this haunted house. And I really didn't want to, but I didn't want to look scared in front of my girl, so I was just like, fuck it, alright. When do you want to go? And she said tomorrow. So I was like, okay, cool. You want to stay the night tonight, and then we can go tomorrow in the morning? And she said, yeah, cool, that sounds good. I just got to go home and get some clothes first. And she lived like 5 minutes away, so I was like, all right, cool, let's walk over there. So we sat there for a minute, like, took a bong rip real quick and shit. And then we started walking over to her house so she can grab her clothes. So we walked over to her house. She grabbed some clothes, grabbed some little fit, that way she'll have something to wear while we're at the haunted house. And we went back to my house, just smoked some blunts, chilled out, did some shit, and then went to bed. The next day, she got up earlier than me, like every day. So she woke me up around like 11 or 12 or some shit like that. So, we got up and then I got ready way quicker than her, of course, because girls always take hell long to get ready, like all the fucking time for no reason. So, like, after I got up and got ready, she was in there doing her makeup and all this shit. So, I just sat out there and rolled some blunts. That way, we had some blunts to smoke, like before, after we went to the haunted house, That way, we had some shit to smoke, of course. And then, so we chilled for a minute, took a few bong rips, because, like, we be, like, hitting the bong at the house, but, like, smoking blunts and shit when we out. So then, I want to talk to my uncle, asked if he can give us a ride to the haunted house, and he was like, yeah, cool, it's only like 10 minutes away or some shit, right? And I said, yeah, it's only like 10 minutes away. So, like, he put the location in his fucking Google Maps and shit. So then he drove us over there, and, like, so I guess her friends were coming. Well, she didn't even tell me until, like, 20 minutes before we left that her friends wanted to come with us. So I was like, all right, cool, and I don't got no problem with that. It would just been cool. She told me before that. But, so now we got there, and her friends still weren't gonna be there for like 15 minutes or some shit. And the line was hell long because like we lived in a small ass town to where like we had like two haunted houses and the other one was fucking trash. So everybody was at this one that we were at. And so it was a long ass line and we had to sit out there and wait for her friends. And then her friends like the oldest one was like 17 because it was her friend's older sister and she drove them. So like they got there and we all hopped in her car for a minute and like smoked a blunt, listened to some music and shit. And then after that, we all headed into the line and we were just sitting in line for probably like fucking 15, 20 minutes. I don't know. It might have felt longer because I was hot, but like it was a long ass line still. So we were sitting in line waiting to get up there. And then finally, after probably like 15 minutes, we got to the front of the line, and I could see into it. And the first thing I thought, I was like, fuck, this is about to be scary as fuck. Because, like, I do not like haunted houses. Because, like, I don't know, scary movies don't bother me no more and shit. Like, I could watch scary movies in the middle of the night and be fine. But, like, haunted houses, though, bro? Like, I don't know. Because I be thinking, like, what if one of these motherfuckers try to grab me or some shit? But that's besides the point. So, I looked in there and I was like, damn, bro, it looks scary in there. Cause like it was all black everywhere and it was just like dim ass red light on the ground. Like I don't know how they did that shit. It was like a dim spotlight or something. And then they had like a smoke machine going to where the ground was covered in fog. And then I looked and I saw like this strobe light in the back and I was like, fuck, I hate strobe lights. That makes it even worse. So then As soon as we got into the haunted house, she grabbed onto me, and I was like, fuck, now I can't even be jumping and shit, because she's gonna feel me jumping. So I was like, fuck. Alright. So we started walking through the haunted house, and as soon as we got up in there, I was thinking, like, fuck, okay. Alright. Don't be a bitch, because I don't know, I don't want to be a bitch in front of my girl. Like, you know how it is if you a dude. Like, you don't want to look like a bitch in front of your girl. So we started walking through there, and like I was fine at first. It wasn't really scary, because like it was just people in these like shitty costumes. Honestly, like it or not shitty costumes, but like it wasn't like scary at first. They weren't really good actors and stuff. Some of them were, but they were messing with the people around us. Thank God, because I would have been scared as shit. And so we were walking, and then we get into this one room where it's just pitch black, and there's like the TV, all staticky and shit, like The Ring. And I was like, fuck, it's The Ring shit. And like, I don't know, I was still low-key traumatized from that first shit when I was little, because like, my sister did me dirty as fuck in that haunted house. So then, like, as soon as we got in there, the ring girl started like walking out from this dark corner, and I was like, fuck. So we like turned around, and we were like looking at her walking backwards, instead of just walking straight out. And then since I was looking at her walking backwards, this motherfucker in some weird ass costume, like, honestly, I don't even know what kind of costume it was. He had like this all red mask on, and like dressed in all black and shit. I don't know if any of y'all know what that is. Like, tell me, because I have no clue what that is. So like, but I didn't even see him at first, because since we were looking at her, this motherfucker snuck up behind us and came like right in between us and yelled boo, but he like did it like boo, like scary as fuck in my ear. And bro, like, this was so stupid, because like I was already scared as fuck, and like I did not mean to do this at all. It was literally just a reaction. Like, when he did that, I turned around and like I just swung. Like, I didn't even think about it. Like, I just swung, and then I hit him in the face, and I was like, oh fuck. And as soon as I did, he fucking picked me up, because this dude probably was like 18 or 19 or some shit, like he was way bigger than me. Because I was only fucking 14 at the time. So this dude, and I was skinny. I only weighed like 135. And so this dude picked me up and slammed me on the ground like hard as fuck. So as soon as I hit the ground, the wind got knocked straight out of me. I was so like, bro, that shit, because like I've only had the wind knocked out of me like twice in my life, and it was when I was little. So I didn't really realize I had the wind knocked out of me in the moment. I just couldn't fucking breathe. Like, if you've had the wind knocked out of you, you know exactly what I mean. That shit is low-key scary, because like you just can't breathe for a second. You know what I mean? Probably like a solid like 15 seconds, you just can't breathe. And then, so after that, he was just holding me there, and my girl was yelling like, "Get the fuck off him!" Blah blah blah, and like yelling and shit. And then the girl that was dressed up like The Ring actually got up and went outside the door, because like we were right next to the back door at this point, because like it wasn't a very big haunted house. So she went out there and got this cop that was sitting outside the back door, making sure nobody like got into a fight or anything. But they weren't expecting like somebody to fight a fucking worker. So it was like, fuck, okay. He came in there, and like my hands were already in the front, so the cop came in, and like he threw cuffs on me, like that way I wouldn't try and hit him or anything. He didn't know what I was gonna do, or didn't know if I had anything on me and shit like that. So he threw cuffs on me, but he kept him in the front. I think he was just trying to be cool, because like he knew like I probably didn't mean to. So then he grabbed me and like picked me up, and we started walking out the place. And as soon as we got outside, I was like, fuck, bro, I'm sorry, I did not mean to. Like, I wish I hadn't have done that. It was a reaction. I did not mean to do that. Please don't arrest me. Like, I'm here with my girl and her friends, and like all this shit. And then we walked over to his car, and he was like, all right, I'm gonna search you real quick, and then I'm gonna run your name and then search you real quick, and if everything's cool, I'm gonna let you go. And as soon as I heard him say he's gonna search me, all I thought was, fuck, bro. Like, I'm fucked. Because I had, like, in my pockets, I had a vape in one pocket and a lighter and, like, my blunt thing in the other. You know how I said I have that, like, cigarette case type thing that's just long and I put blunts in it? So I had that on me, because, like, we were planning on smoking with her friends after we left on the house. And we already smoked before. And I know I probably smelled like weed. Like, ain't no way he didn't smell it? So then at that point, I was fucking scared. Like, I thought he was about to search me right then. But then he walked me over to his car and, like, had me just, like, sit on the hood. And he went into his car and started running my name after asking my name. And so once he did that, like I told him my real name. I'm not gonna like lie to him about my name and shit, you know. So I don't understand like how I didn't get in trouble for this after. I think it was because I wasn't living with my dad at the time. Like he probably called my dad, but like my dad probably didn't pick up. So then after this, because I didn't like I was had my address with my dad, but he didn't even live there no more. Where my address registered to like the school and stuff. So they probably had that address, and I wasn't even there, or my dad. So that's whatever. There was really no way for them to find me at that point. So then he went in there and ran my name. And as soon as he got in his car and started typing on there, I took off running into the parking lot. And then my girl and all her friends were like, run, run, run. So I was running through the parking lot. And he hopped out the car and he was like, stop running, I'm gonna fucking tase you, blah, blah, blah. And started yelling shit. So I just ran into a big ass crowd of people because I knew he wasn't gonna tase me when I was in a crowd of people, you know? Because, like, what if he hit somebody else or some shit? That'd be all bad for him. So he didn't want to do that. And so after I hit this crowd of people, I just started running. Like I was not looking back. And I was running as fast as I could, especially since I had my hands in the front. I wasn't able to go as fast as I usually would, but I was still like, I was still moving. Because like at that time, I could run fast as fuck. I was outside doing shit all the time. I was always running. So I was running. And since I had my hands in the front, there was this like gate that probably, it wasn't very tall. It was probably like a 5 or 6 foot gate. I ran up to it and I put my hands on there and I just jumped up and then like basically fell over the gate and started running. And then there was hella bushes and I like looked back and I looked to the left and I saw this road that had hella bushes and shit. And I looked back and he wasn't behind me. So I just ran onto that street hella quick and like jumped in the bushes and was just laying down back there. And I just laid there for like fucking probably like 10, 15 minutes and like listening to see if I was gonna like hear him come around or anything, you know? And then like I didn't hear nothing, so he probably went a different way while he was looking for me or some shit. I don't really know. But then after that long, I was like, alright, I should be cool. So I pulled my phone out and I called my girl, like, to tell them to come pick me up because her friend had a car and they were finna drive us home after anyway. So I called her and I was like, yo, I'm right here on this street in these bushes. Pull up, call me when you get here. I'm finna come out, hop in the car, and we'll go. And then she was like, all right, sounds good. We'll be there in a minute, just chill. And I was like, all right. So we hung up, and I was just sitting there, hitting my vape and shit, wait for them to call me back. So then she called me back and was like, yo, we're here. We're at the end of the road. And I was like, all right, cool. Pull down the road, down to that big ass bush covered in like all those orange leaves and shit. And she was like, okay, like I see the bush. So they pulled up down there. And like I was waiting until I heard the car and I peeked out from the bush and I was like, all right, that's them. So I came out from the bush and like they opened up the door and I hopped in. And then I keep in mind I was still fucking cuffed because this cop cuffed me in the front as soon as he grabbed me and when I was still in the haunted house. So now I still had these handcuffs on me. I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do. Like I thought we were gonna have to like go back to my uncle's house or some shit and like try and get like something that could be able to cut him maybe, you know, because like I didn't really know how to do that or anything at the time. So but then I guess my girlfriend's friend, her older sister had like a pair of bolt cutters in the trunk for some reason. I have no clue why the fuck she had bolt cutters in the trunk. Weird as fuck. I mean, her boyfriend was like a hood dude, so like might have been his or some shit. I don't really know, but so we went over to this gas station right up the road and we pulled up there because she needed gas anyway. And we were finna try and grab them bolt cutters out and cut the handcuffs off me because, like, I didn't want to go home and let my uncle see me cuffed, you know? Like, he'd be like, what the fuck did you do? And I didn't want to explain that to him. Like, he wouldn't have cared too much. I just didn't feel like doing that because it would have been some shit, you know? So then we hopped out at this gas station. She popped her trunk. She went back there, grabbed the bolt cutters. I hopped out the car and then, like, she was trying to cut him for me, and I was like, nah, I don't trust you, because, like, she's stupid, honestly. I did not want her to do it, because, like, I didn't want her to fucking cut my hand with some bolt cutters or some shit, you know? Like, I don't know, I've been cut with those before. I don't even know, like, tetanus or some shit. So, like, I told my girl to do it, because I'd rather her do it than her friend's sister, you know? And, like, the cop put the cuffs on me pretty loose, which was cool. Like, I never had a cop put cuffs on me that loose how he did. It was probably, like, 2 centimeters off my wrist. So, like, it wasn't super tight. So I kind of, like, rearranged my wrist to where, like, it wasn't really pushing up against the cuffs. And then, so once I did that, she took the bolt cutters and, like, did it, like, slow and kind of squeezed it, you know? And, like, made sure she wasn't getting me. And then just, like, kind of just squeezed it a whole bunch. And then after that, uh, fuck. So after that, then she got that one off, and then she did the same thing the other side. The other side was harder for some reason. I don't know why. But now I finally have these fucking handcuffs off, and god damn, my wrist hurts so bad. Like, I had those handcuffs on for like 30 minutes. Like, I was running for a while, hiding in the bushes and shit, driving in the car to that gas station. Like, I had them handcuffs on for like 30 fucking minutes. So that shit was uncomfortable as fuck. My wrists were hurting so bad. But thank God she didn't cut my wrist or nothing. Like, we were able to get it off. And, like, it's so convenient that she had those fucking bolt cutters, like, in her trunk. Like, that shit still is weird. Like, when I think about it to this day. Like, why the fuck she have them bolt cutters in her trunk? But I never asked her because I didn't really care to ask. But so then we hop back in the truck. Her older sister knew this dude that was like 22 that would buy us alcohol and shit. And I had like $100, so I gave her some money and told her to get us some E&J because like me and my girl like drinking E&J. So we got some E&J. We went back to the house with our bottle. Like we just sat in my room, rolled some blunts, smoked up, fucking drank, got fucked up, chilled out for the night, did some shit. If you know, you know. And then yeah, that was about that whole story time. Thank God the cops didn't get me because like they couldn't really find my address or nothing off checking my name and shit anyway. So yeah, thank God the cops didn't get me because that would have been all fucked. But yeah, let me know if y'all enjoyed the story time, and if you did, drop a like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm trying to get my channel big, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll probably be back again tomorrow. Sorry for missing the upload yesterday. Some shit came up and I wasn't able to record. My bad. Alright, so I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow.